Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory, Mike Bresnahan. We got Mike Trudell working the post-game locker room. Allie working remotely as well. The Lakers get the bad news before the game that LeBron James would miss due to the knee soreness. He woke up with that. Lakers hung tough for the first half. Great game from Anthony Davis and a fun battle between Davis and AD, but just not enough offense. Guys, I don't know how to say it. Only 87 points. Minus 21 from three. And they themselves, Rob, I'll start with you, only 20% from three-point land. The Lakers only made 6.
Yeah, you look at the, we've been relying on our bench so much of lately. Not a bench player in double figures. The closest player was Carmelo Anthony with 9. And you think about it, I know Malik Monk is one of those guys that's been coming off the bench to give us some of that punch, but he started that. But you have to have some points off your bench when you don't have LeBron James in the game. You got to have Carmelo Anthony, I always say, part of the big four. You got to have THT, these guys who can score.
Big Malik game.
Yeah, you had to have these guys to come out and be aggressive. I didn't see anybody attacking the basket. It was all jumpers. I know Embiid is in there, but he still can be attacked and try to draw some fouls on him.
Yeah. Without LeBron, it's going to be very hard to beat, Philly, a good team. But the Lakers, when they don't move the ball, only 19 assists tonight.
Yeah.
Versus Philly, who had 30 assists. Without LeBron, that ball needed to be moving even more. I also think when AD coming back, you kind of focus on him a little bit, get a little bit stagnant. The weak side movement wasn't there, and you just couldn't get good quality, uncontested shots. No easy buckets tonight. Only 12 fast break points. They weren't getting out on the break as well. So you need a lot more than, just half-court offense, especially when you're playing without your star player, LeBron.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've said this, but the Lakers lost because they couldn't make enough threes. Don't get me wrong. They're not like lighting the league on fire. They were 15th in three-point accuracy coming into the game. Neither here nor there. But tonight, obviously, a big discrepancy. If you look 2 days ago in Brooklyn, how'd the Lakers win that game? You had Malik Monk and Carmelo combining for 9 threes. Tonight, those guys made 2 total. So that's a big difference right there. And, those guys, Malik's been pretty good. So is Carmelo. They've not been streaky, but tonight, not their night. AD, just not enough help, even though I think he outplayed a potential MVP candidate in Embiid.
Yeah, AD was great. And I want to show you this because you kind of started it off when you talk about the rest of the team compared to what Anthony Davis did. And we'll throw in Russell Westbrook as well because he had 20. So it's 51, rest of the team 36. It's the field goal percentage right there. I think Brez is talking about just 25% and the lack of three-point shooting as well. Just not great offensively tonight, and that's just the bottom line, Rob. I mean, especially in a game where you lose LeBron about an hour before you get the news, and you're playing a good Philly team with Joel Embiid in Philly, Game 4 of the road trip. Someone's got to step up.
Yeah, and the telling point to me in that, even though there was 100% from the free throw line, 9 free throws, you got to try to get to easy buckets at the free throw line. And I know a lot of times I would have Joel Embiid back there, but attack him. You look at guys that are taking jump shots. We're a jump shooting league. Yes, I know that and I get that. But sometimes when you don't have LeBron James to back you up, you need to attack the basket. But nobody was attacking it. It was like, oh, move the ball, take a shot. Your turn, my turn. That's why I had the low assist game. But they have to find in games like this. And I saw where they would say, okay, we're going to go to AD. But still, you still can attack like Malik Monk did a couple of times with the lob over the top to ADs. You still have to keep that aggression even though your star player is not there.
Yeah, I feel like this game just didn't have that same pop that it usually does, especially with Ben Simmons has not played yet for Philly. Everyone knows what's going on there. No LeBron James. But the battle of the bigs within that matchup lived up to all the hype. At least it did for me. Big game, James. I mean, Embiid, we talked a lot about him in the pregame show. He's an MVP candidate. He's been averaging 34 points since December 17th. He's carrying this team. They're climbing up the Eastern Conference standings. AD just returned. A lot of the knock on AD earlier in the season was him not being able to, rise up to the challenge in some of these performances. Everyone always asking for more. Listen, he only had 8 points in that first game. I loved what I saw from him. I'm not saying this is a win. I'm just giving you a little bit of a silver lining. If this is the AD the Lakers can get, James, I feel like this bodes well for them. The way he attacked, the mindset, defensively, 12 rebounds, the block shots, all of it, the complete game, going at Embiid.
He met the challenge.
Yeah.
More aggressive than I've seen him going up against other bigs, Towns, didn't really go that aggressive. Giannis, really not as aggressive. I think, I said again, sitting out of the game, sometimes you can see it a little different, know what the team needs. I thought right away, I was not surprised, but, it's not always usual for AD to kind of go into the body, go to the bucket, absorb the contact, and try to make something happen. Of course, he had the jumpers going, but I thought he was aggressive, blocked a shot of Embiid's aggressive on the defensive end. So if this is what we are going to get for the rest of the season, it's going to bode well for us.
Yeah, in that conference room where we watched the games, it wasn't real upbeat in the first quarter when AD went down after that dunk. Looked like he planted his hands, hurt his wrist, left the game after a minute or two, went into the one of the side hallways for a little bit, came back, was taped up. So, let's keep in mind, he was playing kind of hurt. Obviously, you don't want that tape situation there, but he played pretty well overall, no doubt about it.
Jump in there, Rob.
Well, this is just a normal bumps and bruises of the NBA, and sometimes you want to, get a little stability in that wrist and make sure it stays warm because it could get a little sore or it could get a little cold, and you want to keep that. But overall, he still shot the ball really well. He kind of had a little shake there to shake out the feelings in it. But, the thing that I like best, though, is you think about it, Embiid fears, he puts fear in a lot of people's hearts because he's a big like no other big. But tonight, AD went at him. He went at him. He was very aggressive from the start.
10 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, the first move he made was spinning baseline and went up. Usually AD kind of, fades away from, but that let me know right now he's back. He's feeling good because to battle with a big like that, you got to have your base. That means his knee is getting 100.
8 blocks in the 2 games since he's returned. 4 the other night, 4 tonight. That's the stat that I love from him. It means he's being aggressive. He's come from the weak side to help. He's doing all those things. Because, Brez, look in the board right here that we're going to show you. This was a great battle between the two. I know you talked a lot about Embiid in the pregame show. I think you want to get something in on AD real quick before we get it.
Yeah, no doubt. Rob kind of went through already. AD had 23 in the first half, but why are the Lakers losing? They were 1 for 10 from three-point range in that half. So, yeah, we already showed the graphic. He and Russ were on tonight. Russ got a little careless with the ball again, second game in a row. Remember, he had a pretty good 2-week run. He had 6 turnovers tonight. That's a little too high, but, if I'm checking boxes right here, I'm going points, AD, field goals, AD, free throws, Embiid. Everything else went AD's way. I mean, he took 4 of the 5 categories tonight.
And if you get to watch Joel Embiid play, and like I said, we spent a good portion of the pregame talking about what he's been able to do this year. He gets to the free throw line a lot, and he is that dude right now. And he's one of our favorite players to watch. I mean, I know he plays for the other team, but he is a lot of fun, man. And he brings it every single night.
Never seen a big like him. Never seen a big like him that as mobile. First of all, his size. Next to Shaq, he's probably the biggest big I've seen with that much mobility and can shoot the 3